قد أفلح المؤمنون.
Before I conclude, we want to also mention a few letters that came from Sahibul Amr Salamullahi alayhi, Sahibul Dar alayhi salam. And the first of them that I want to mention, because all his letters were important, Salamullahi alayhi, but this one, it holds a great importance. Fiqhiyan wa aqaidiyan. It affects our fiqh as we speak today. And it is in Kitab al-Ghayba by Shaykh al-Tusi radwanullahi alayhi on the chapter of the letters issued from Sahibul Dar alayhi salam in the third hadith. With a sahih chain from Ismail ibn Yaqub, who reported, I asked Muhammad ibn Uthman al-Amri, the second deputy, to convey a letter to me in which I asked about some issues that were confusing me. He returned the letter to me with the following written in the handwriting of our master Sahib al-Dar alayhi salam. Tasharraf. This is تشرف إسماعيل بن يعقوب بمكالمة الإمام حول الرسائل. وعبر الرسائل. This man, he gained the great honor of talking to the Imam Salamullahi alayhi through these letters, and his questions were answered. The Imam said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. As for what you asked about, may Allah guide you and establish you in enjoining good and forbidding evil among the people of our household and cousins. Know that there is no blood relationship between Allah and Almighty and anyone else. Whoever denies me is not from me, and his path is the path of the son of Nuh. As for my uncle Ja'far, al-Kadhab, and his offspring, it is the path of the brothers of Yusuf. And this is this saying by the Imam Salamullahi alayhi. This is where some people they like to call Ja'far al-Kadhab, Ja'far al-Tawab, the one who repented and did tawbah. Because sabiluhu sabil ikhwat Yusuf. Wallahu la'la wal-a'lam. Because there are other ahadith from the Imam Salamullahi alayhi that condemn him clearly. This leads us to say, it's like, which characteristic about the brothers of Yusuf was the Imam talking about? The bad characteristic when they took their brother Yusuf Salamullahi alayhi and threw him in the well, or when they repented? And that is mawdi' ikhtilaf. Then he says, the Imam Salamullahi alayhi, as for malt is a type of liquor that is made from sha'ir. It is called in Arabic ma'u sha'ir or al-faqa', and it is what is known today as beer. Wal-'iyadu billah, a'adana Allah wa iyyakum min ash-sharab al-haram. He says, as for malt, it is forbidden to consume, but there is no problem with ash-shalma. And that is another type of drink, but I do not know exactly what it is. I've heard that it comes from radishes. Wallahu la'la wala. Then he says, regarding your wealth, we only accept it to purify you. Whoever wishes may give alms, and whoever wishes may withhold. For what Allah has given you is better than what He has given us. Or that might be a little bit of a mistranslation. What He has given us is better than what He has given you. Then he says, as for the reappearance, so the faraj, it is in the hands of Allah Azza wa Jal. The ones who have tried to predict it have lied. And this is the famous saying, كَذَبَ الْوَقَّاتُونَ, meaning the people that tried to predict when the Imam is coming back. And subhanAllah, I see all over these social medias where they come out and they're like, oh, Imam al-Mahdi coming back, confirmed 2045, 2050, 2030. Yani, yabeh. Chill out, bro. I think you guys are listing the dates for when the next World Cup is, not when the Imam is coming back. Then the Imam says, Salamullahi alayhi, as for those who claim that Al-Hussein, Salamullahi alayhi, was not killed, it is kufr, it is disbelief. Yani yakhrujuka an al-iman. Denial, it is truth and lie, takdeeb, and misguidance, wa dhalal. Now the reason I believe that Ishaq ibn Yaqub Radwanullahi ta'ala alayhi sent this question to the Imam, that what about these people that say that Al-Hussein was not killed? It's because that we'll even see in the books of the Nusayris, such as the book Kitab al-Haft al-Mal'un, we'll see that there are literally chapters where they say that Al-Hussein was not killed, and it was just in the batin. See, we have low irfan points right now, so we can't understand what that means. But to say that Al-Hussein was not killed, hada kufr. This is disbelief. Now, then he says, as for the incidents that occur, refer to the narrators of our hadith, for they are my hujjah upon you, and I am the hujjah of Allah. And this is where, one of the main arguments for the marji'iyah is that the ruwat of the hadith today are the maraji', are the mujtahideen fi hadith Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi alayhim. And so, when it comes to a fiqhi mas'ala, we go back to this, we go back to the mujtahideen and the ulama of hadith al-Muhammad salawatullahi alayhi wa alayhim ajma'in. Then he says, as for Muhammad ibn Uthman al-Amri, may Allah be his father before him, he is trustworthy and his book is my book. Kitabuhu kitabi. As for Muhammad ibn Ali ibn Mahzayar al-Ahwazi, Allah will rectify his heart and remove his doubts. As for what has reached us, we only accept it if it is good and pure, and the price of singing is forbidden. The mal that comes from one that sings is forbidden. As for Muhammad ibn Shadan ibn Nu'aym, he is a man from our Shia Ahlul Bayt. As for Abu al-Khattab, Muhammad ibn Abi Zaynab al-Ajda', la'natullahi alayh, he is cursed and his companions are cursed. Do not astaghfirullah, do not associate with the people of their ideology, for I am innocent of them, and my fathers are also innocent of them. Inni minhum bari wa aba'i minhum bara. As for those who misappropriate our wealth, whoever deems anything from it as permissible and consumes it, then he is consuming fire. As for khums, it is lawful for our Shia till the time of reappearance, so long as their children are pure and not involved in sinful activities. وهذا كلام يطول بحثه وشرحه. I believe Sayyid Ali Abu al-Hasan, Allah hafidhah, he had a bahth on this. اللي يريد يراجعون يراجعون. As for the remorse of those who complain about the religion of Allah because of what they have reached us, or what they have reached from us, al-afu, we have reduced it to the level of resignation, and there is no need for us to maintain ties with the complainers. Then I want you guys to focus on this part of what the Imam says. As for the reason behind what has occurred during the occultation, Allah Azza wa Jal says, "O you who have believed, do not ask about things that if they are shown to you will distress you. Indeed, every one of my forefathers had a pledge imposed upon them by the tyrants of his time, and I am emerging as they emerged, without pledging allegiance to any of the tyrants." Then pay attention to this. The Imam then says, as for the benefit during my occultation, it is like, and listen to this method, subhanallah. And this is not only a response to Ishaq ibn Yaqub, who was genuinely curious about, like, what do we get from the Imam during Zaman al-Ghayba, but it's also to those idiots that say that, what has the Imam done? Those that claim they are Shia and the Mukhalifin. They say, what is the benefit of their 12th Imam? What is the benefit that they get from him? He's been here, he's lived for so long, but he hasn't done anything for him. Right? هل ضرب بسيف هل طعن برمح هل هدى أحدا. The Imam then says, as for the benefit during my occultation, it is like benefiting from the sun when it is concealed by clouds from the sight. Salamullahi alayka ya mawla ya sahib ad-dar. What a response. Then he says, I am a sanctuary for the people of the earth, just as the stars are a sanctuary for the people of the heavens. Therefore, refrain from asking about matters that do not concern you, and do not burden yourselves with what you have been relieved of. Increase in supplication for the hastening of the relief, the faraj, for it is your salvation. And peace be upon you, O Ishaq ibn Yaqub, and those who follow the guidance. Ridwanullahi ala Ishaq ibn Yaqub. What an honor that is, that the Imam is sending salam on him. He says, wassalamu alayk. The second to last letter that I want to mention is mentioned also in Kitab al-Ghayba by Shaykh al-Tusi, Ridwanullahi alayh. And this is one of the best letters ever, because from this letter we got al-Mawla al-Shaykh al-Saduq, Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayh, and you'll understand why in just a bit. It says that Ibn Nuh reported, Abu Abdullah al-Husayn bin Muhammad ibn Surra al-Qummi, may Allah have mercy on him, said, when a pilgrim came to us, he informed me that Ali ibn Hussein ibn Musa ibn Babawayh had a cousin named Muhammad ibn Musa ibn Babawayh, who was married to a Dalamite woman but did not have any children. So it's talking about the father of a Shaykh al-Saduq. He was married to a Dalamite woman, but he did not have any children. So he wrote to a Shaykh Abu al-Qasim al-Husayn ibn Ruh, Ridwanullahi alayh, requesting him to ask the presence, al-Hadra, so the Imam salamullahi alayh, Sahib al-Dar, alayhi salam, to supplicate to Allah to grant him pious children. The response came, i.e. from Sahib al-Dar alayhi salam, you will not have any children from her, but you will have 2 sons from a Dalamite slave girl, and they will be pious scholars. Abu Abdullah ibn Surra, may Allah protect him, said to me, Abu al-Hasan ibn Babawayh, so meaning the father of Shaykh al-Saduq, may Allah have mercy on him, had 3 children. 2 of them were Muhammad and Hussein, who were knowledgeable scholars and experts in memorization. They memorized what others from the people of Qum did not. And they also had a brother named Al-Hasan who was involved in worship, in ibadah and zuhd. He did not socialize with people, nor did he possess deep knowledge. Their brother Al-Hasan, كان مهتم بنفسه بعبادته. رضوان الله عليهم أجمعين. Ibn Surra said, whenever Abu Ja'far and Abu Abdullah, the sons of Ali ibn al-Husayn, رضوان الله عليهم, narrated something, people marveled at their memorization and said to them, this matter is exclusive to you through the supplication of the Imam, عجل الله فرجه الشريف, for both of you. And this matter is abundant, مستفيض among the people of Qum. يعني هذا شيء ثبت سنديا ومتنيا صحيح هذا, that Shaykh al-Saduq and his brother Al-Husayn, رضوان الله عليهما, they were born by the dua of Sahib al-Dar alayhi salam. And Al-Najashi, رضوان الله عليه, he mentioned something about this in his Fihrist and the biography of Ali ibn al-Hussein ibn Babawayh al-Qummi Ridwanullahi alayhi as-Sadiq al-Awwal, where he says in his tarjama, in his biography, the Sheikh of the people of Qum in his time and their leading figure, their jurist and their trustworthy authority. He was present in Iraq and he met with Abu al-Qasim al-Husayn ibn Ruh radiyallahu anh, and he asked them questions. Later, he wrote to him through the hand of Ali ibn Ja'far ibn al-Aswad, asking him to deliver a letter to al-Sahib alayhi salam in which he requested offspring. In response, he received a letter stating, "We supplicated to Allah for you in this matter, and you will be blessed with 2 righteous male children. Abu Ja'far and Abu Abdullah alayhim al-Ridwan wal-Rahmah were born to him from the same mother." Abu Abdullah al-Husayn ibn Ubaidullah used to say, I heard Abu Ja'far saying, I was born through the supplication of Sahib al-Amr alayhi salam. يا له من فخر. هذا فخر يغبطه جميع المؤمنون والمؤمنات يوم القيامة. This is something that the mu'minun would wish that they would have, that they were born through the dua of Sahib al-Amr salamullahi alayhi. And he would take pride in that. Shaykh al-Sadiq, that was his fakhr. Now, through these reports, it is confirmed 100%, like 100%, that Shaykh al-Sadiq, he was born, and his brother, they were both born through the dua of Sahib al-Dar alayhi salam. And from the report of al-Najashi, it seems that Abu al-Hasan ibn Babawayh sent a letter to al-Husayn ibn Ruh through Ali ibn Ja'far ibn al-Aswad. Al-Husayn, being the 3rd deputy of Sahib al-Dar alayhi salam, he sent the letter to the Imam. Ajalallahu ta'ala farajahu al-Sharif. Now, the last letter I want to cover is the letter of Sahib al-Dar salamullahi alayhi to Ali ibn Muhammad al-Samari Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhi. And this was his last official letter during Zaman al-Ghayba al-Sughra. Al-Sadiq narrates with a mu'tabar chain from Abu al-Hasan أو أبو محمد العفو أبو محمد الحسن ابن أحمد المكتب قال كنت بالمدينة بمدينة السلام في السنة التي توفي فيها الشيخ علي بن محمد السمري. He says, I was in the city of peace, Medina al-Salam, which is Baghdad, in the year when Sheikh Ali ibn Muhammad al-Samari Ridwanullahi alayhi passed away. I visited him a few days before his death, and he handed me a signed document, a letter of Sahib al-Dar, Ajalallahu farajahu al-Sharif, the contents of which were as follows. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. O Ali ibn Muhammad al-Samari, may Allah reward your brethren for you. Indeed, you will pass away within 6 days. Therefore, settle your affairs and do not appoint anyone to assume your position after your death. The second occultation has occurred, al-Ghayba al-Thaniya, in another manuscript and another book as well. It says al-Ghayba al-Tamma, the complete occultation. لكن الظاهر أن الصحيح ما أثبتنا. al-Ghayba al-Thaniya, the second occultation. Salamullahi alayhi, he says, the second occultation has occurred, and there will be no reappearance except by the permission of Allah Azza wa Jal. This will happen after a long period, and when the hearts have become hardened, oppression has filled the earth. Some of my Shia will come claiming to have witnessed my presence. So whoever claims to have witnessed my presence before the emergence of a Sufyani and the call, as-sarkha, that the call for Mahdi and Sama, he is a liar and fabricator. There is no power or strength except with Allah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. The document was copied and we left his presence. On the 6th day we returned to him and he was struggling with his life. He was asked, who is your successor after you? He Ridwanullahi alayhi replied, Allah will take care of it and he will accomplish it. Then he Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhi passed away, and this was the last statement heard from him. And with this letter, the reason I presented it again with this letter, al-Ghayba al-Thaniya, the major occultation has began, and this is truly where the hearts of the Shia have become hardened. And there is no confirmed connection that we have had with Sahib al-Zaman salamullahi alayhi. فيا صاحب الدار سلام عليك صاحب الدار ونحن في رحابك في هذه الأيام. سلام عليك وأنت وآباؤك لنا أفضل من كل شيء إلا من خلقكم. سلام عليك عندما يغشي الليل ونور الشمس تسطع الأرض بنورها والأنهار. سلام عليك يا صاحب الدار أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم بحق الحسين الوجيه وجده وأبيه والتسعة المعصومين من ولده وبنيه فرج عنا وعن أهلنا يا الله. صل على محمد وآل محمد أبدا ما بقينا وبقي الليل والنهار. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والنصر واجعلنا من جده ومن أعوانه. اللهم اجعلنا من المستشهدين بين يديه برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين، وهب لنا رأفته ورحمته وعونه ودعاءه وخيره، ما ننال به سعة من فضلك ومن رحمتك وفوزا من عندك يا كريم يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد خاتم النبيين وعترته الطاهرين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.